Beginning today, persons entering Shenandoah National Park may not bring firewood or wood scraps. Visitors must gather or purchase firewood within the park. This ban will help keep exotic insects such as the emerald ash borer out of the park. The borer is responsible for the deaths of tens of millions of ash trees in the United States and is spread by the movement of infested firewood. Currently, the closest documented borer infestation is in Fairfax County, Virginia, 55 miles east of Shenandoah's northern boundary. White ash trees compose about 4% of the park's overall forest. The emerald ash borer is indigenous to Asia and was discovered in 2002 in Michigan. And joining us now to discuss the firewood ban is Rolf Gubler, biologist with the Shenandoah National Park. Rolf, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Now, what are you doing to minimize the introduction of the emerald ash borer into the park?
At this point, we're doing a lot of public education efforts. We're getting the word out to our visitors, the public. We're working with our website, other types of media, newsletters, different types of articles out to different types of groups that would be related to emerald ash borer research and cooperative work.
All right. Isn't it likely that the emerald ash borer will arrive at the park regardless of the firewood ban?
Yes. At some point, we'll probably end up getting emerald ash borer maybe within 10 to 15 years. But it's important to note that what we're trying to do is delay the arrival of emerald ash borer as much as possible. So we're trying to help the forest recover from the back-to-back impacts of gypsy moth and hemlock woolly adelgid. But we're also trying to allow for researchers, give them some time to come up with biological control agents, things like parasitic wasps and some of the nematodes and microbes that they're working with, to try to use as a biological control to reduce these populations once emerald ash borer gets established in a forest setting. So we're trying to buy some time to get some help from some researchers.
Now, only, as we mentioned, 4% of the park's overall forest is the white ash. Is it that important to protect the species?
Yes, it is. It's an ecologically important tree species in the park. It's found, actually, even though it's only 4% of the percent cover in the park, it's found in almost two-thirds of all the forest communities in the park, and it actually is present, an important component of one of our globally rare plant communities, the Central Appalachian Basic Woodland. It also has importance region-wide, not just the white ash, but also the green ash, which is also fairly common in Virginia. And that's a very important species found along rivers and streams, which helps to control bank stabilization and reduce erosion during flood events.
Is there a benefit to wildlife specifically?
Yes. White ash produce seeds, a little bit smaller than maple samara, maybe you can remember playing with as a kid, a little bit smaller than what you used to maybe put on your nose. These seeds are about the size of 2 inches long, slightly smaller, and they have a benefit to small mammals, birds, and the trees also provide cover and habitat for cavity nesting species, small mammals, and also woodpeckers, and some denning mammals as well.
Do a lot of people bring firewood into the park?
We actually have quite a few people that bring firewood in. Primarily it's campers, to some extent picnickers, but campers will oftentimes bring it in the back of their SUV or their pickup truck or in their RV, and it's fairly common, and it's common throughout the East. I think it's part of our culture to bring firewood. It's somewhat easier than having to gather that wood on site, but we do allow folks, after this ban, and once this ban is in place as of today, we're allowing folks to gather dead and down firewood in the park. We're also allowing folks to use charcoal briquettes.
Okay.
And also to buy firewood from the park's concessioners on site here in the park.
All right. Rolf Gubler, biologist with the Shenandoah National Park, I want to thank you for joining us.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
And now let's send it to Mel in Stanton.
Thanks, Bob. Just ahead, the search for a missing teen and why an arrest of a suspect isn't making the family hopeful. Plus, what lawmakers want done about a credit check for job applicants that may keep the unemployed. Now here's what's coming up later on World News.
Coming up on World News, our reporters in Chile are gathering personal stories from victims of the earthquake. And are you sure your drugstore gave you the right prescription pills? Brian Ross with a big World News investigation beginning tonight.
Make NCAA March Madness better. With Papa John's $10 buzzer beater. All large pizzas just $10. Your choice of toppings. Your choice of pizzas. Even specialties just $10. Plus, get a free Coke Zero when you buy two 20-ounce Cokes online at papajohns.com.
You run the cheese, baby.
Let's eat. Get Papa John's $10 buzzer beater before time.
Choosing cosmetic surgery is the start of an exciting and positive life-changing process. But who can you trust with questions or concerns? Dr. Stephen Keefe believes that education is the most important step towards a more natural, younger-looking you. From the initial consultation to the procedure and recovery, Dr. Keefe's goal is to meet his patients' needs, resulting in greater confidence and a positive self-image. Reflect your inner beauty, no matter what your age, because age happens, but aging doesn't have to. Dr. Keefe and his team, partnering with you for your facial plastic surgery needs.
A house is more than wood, stone, and drywall. It's the place where great family memories will happen. Entrust your home's future to Vales Home Improvement Services. Vales team members are more than technicians. They are creative thinking designers that work with you to map out a life plan for your home. Through careful workmanship and vision, Vales can create a place you will love to call home. From kitchen facelifts to energy-efficient heating and cooling systems, Vales offers services for a better quality of life. What every home needs under one roof, that's Vales.
When you look in the mirror, what does your reflection say about you? At Reflections, each of our gorgeous gowns tells a story, and whether it's sleek and sophisticated or flirty and fun is up to you. Our fabulous selection of prom and pageant wear makes us the premier salon in the Valley and guarantees you'll love your reflection. Beauty comes in all shapes and sizes, so we stock gowns from size 0 to 32. And our expert staff is trained to help you find your most flattering look. So what will your reflection say to you? Perfect.
Since 1925, Pendleton Community Bank has always been dedicated to providing the best for the communities we serve.
We know people appreciate banking with familiar faces who are neighbors and friends.
We understand the importance of supporting and investing into our local community.
Every generation can embrace our way of banking. Legendary customer service and a wide array of banking products.
From home to farm, small business to consumer loans, we always work hard to meet your needs.
Visit a financial center near you and see why we want to be your bank.
In California tonight, the search for a missing